One of the reasons why I'm revising the book is because it's been almost 7 years since I wrote it. Things have changed. Some things have stayed the same, but I was encouraged to share a little bit of the book. So, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to read just the intro, which is just like the prologue, if you will. No, it's not a prologue. I wrote it. It's a monologue. A little note from me to you. Some days writing this book seemed like the most trying task I'd ever chosen to take on. Other days, it truly feels like the only task that really matters. I've been writing since the age of 10. Around the age of 12 was the first time I remember someone calling me a great writer and an articulate speaker. I guess I have a lot to say, and I have been blessed with the talent to get my thoughts out into the world. Keep in mind, when I was a kid, my report cards often had comments like, great student, very intelligent, talks a lot in class, or very smart student, argues with the teacher a lot. Not only did I have a lot to say, I had a sense of conviction to make sure everyone not only heard or read what I had to say, but that they understood and essentially agreed with it. This hasn't changed. That's probably why when I was a preteen, I thought I would grow up to become Claire Huxtable or at least a lawyer. It was around the time of my second year in college that I quickly discovered I was way too sensitive and passionate to be an attorney. The justice system in this nation was not designed for someone like me to work within it. Instead of becoming an attorney that put criminals away for years at a time, I chose to become a bit of a criminal myself. Don't worry, I'm not going to confess any huge law breaking of any kind. Let's just say I bent the rules a lot, and for the most part got away with it. Not without some pretty hefty consequences, or what we now call life lessons. One of those life lessons that really smacked me upside the head is telling the truth hurts way less than telling the truth after telling a bunch of lies. Seems simple enough, right? I'm what some may call, what's the word? Ah, yes, stubborn. I prefer to call myself rooted in my beliefs. After all, stubborn has such a negative connotation. I know what I know what I don't know, and what I don't know, I learn. It just takes me a little longer to figure things out because I guess I like to do things the hard way, as they say. Over the years, I told a lot of lies, or as I call them, stories. In other words, I knew from a very young age that I could pretty much manipulate my life to turn out the way I wanted it to, no matter what. What I didn't know back then was whether I wanted it or didn't want it. What I thought about was going to show up. I didn't have the wisdom I do now. Growing up in a heavily Catholic Baptist Christian family didn't really leave a lot of room for law of attraction conversations.